As you know, insects have a lot of positives, and they do a lot of important things in nature, and we've made a video about it. They sit on the flowers and spread the pollen all around, and they also feed themselves. But you guys know the rules of nature. Every living organism will do whatever it takes to survive. Plants are also alive. Not only are they alive, but some of them have mouths. Basically, they're carnivores. These are called carnivorous plants, and they need food. Their food are insects. There are 600 different types of carnivorous plants found across the world. Not only do they eat insects, they eat frogs, and sometimes mice even get in there. Scientists say that these plants have been here for millions of years, and they're nothing new. The dirt that's required for this plant is an acidic type of soil. That means their pH levels are low. pH is a type of scale that the lower you go, the more acidic it gets, and the higher you go, the more alkaline it gets. And these plants don't get their nutrients from the dirt. They get it from the food they eat. The name of this plant is bog or pitcher plant. It's kind of like an ice cream cone. There's a type of liquid that sits on the edge of this thing that insects love. They have to sit and drink some. But you could say the liquid on this plant makes the insects drunk. When the insect starts licking it, they feel some type of way and fall in the trap. At the bottom of the cone, there's some liquid that's filled with bacteria, and the insects fall into this pool of bacteria. And before the insect can escape, the liquid will take care of them. The bacteria breaks down the insects and gets it ready for the plant to start consuming it. These plants are the most dangerous carnivorous plants. It even traps frogs. They also like to drink the liquid and fall into the trap. But let's go talk about Sundew. This flower has a little body and it's filled with a bunch of lollipop looking things, but it looks like lollipops. The lollipops are used to hunt down prey. Any insects that crawls up this thing or flies onto it, it's gonna get a taste of these lollipops, and they don't let the insect escape from the plant anymore. When the insect gets stuck, the flower itself starts to close in on the insect, and with the liquid that comes out of the lollipops, it kills the insect and starts consuming it. When it finishes eating, it goes back to its normal position and the lollipops get ready. The next plant is this. This plant is called the Bladderwort. This one grows in the water and its roots are in the water as well. This plant loves tadpoles. When a tadpole gets close to one of its roots, it kind of sucks it up like a vacuum and sucks up a part of the tadpole's body. The tadpole cannot escape anymore. Scientists believe that bladderworts are the fastest carnivorous plants in the world. It slowly sucks up the tadpoles until it's inside the root, and it slowly starts breaking it down and consuming it. But let's talk about the most famous carnivorous plant. The name of this plant is Venus flytrap. This fly is flying for the last moment of its life. And the reason of that is, it's looking at Venus and it wants to go towards it and sit on it. When a fly or any other insect sits inside this plant, there are tiny spikes that trigger the flower, and it sends a signal to the flower that something is sitting on it, and all of a sudden the flower closes up. When the flower closes, these spikes help it lock the insect in place. The flower is kind of the stomach of the plant, but when it's waiting for prey, it has a nice color and it attracts the insects towards it. But when it closes up, it turns into a digestive system and it starts breaking down the food. A few days later, after the plant opens up its mouth again, there's the skin of the insect that's not edible and it just falls out. We've got to know the most important carnivorous plants, but we have to know this one as well, and it's called the Butterwort. Unlike the other ones, the flower in this one is not the killer, but it's the base. And the base has a sticky type material, and when an insect sits on it, it can't get up anymore. When the insect gets stuck, it slowly starts consuming it inside the plant. The plant might take a few days to consume the whole thing. It's very cool that these plants move by themselves, and they move really quickly, and they don't give the insect a chance to escape. Something that's common between these plants is that the harder the insect tries to fly away or run away, or the more it moves around inside the place, the harder the plant will try to not let it escape. Where can you find these plants? This is the map of these insects. The red parts are the places you could find these types of plants. Please let us know what you think about these plants and what's the coolest one. We appreciate you guys watching us.